And here's a look at the tail of the tape of our next bout. It is a women's bout at 118 pounds catch weight. Ashley Yoder did come in on short notice, so they did give her an extra couple pounds. Ashley Yoder, 2-1, 5'7", fighting out of Team Quest, another Team Quest fighter out of Temecula, California, against Liz the Titan Tracy, undefeated at 1-0, giving up 4 inches in height out of Team Oyama, originally out of one of the best places to find nicely brewed beer, Portland, Oregon.
Ashley, you can pretty much, I don't know if there's a time in the day you can walk into that gym and not see her there. She's constantly there training. I think she even works there. God, I hate calling a female a gym rat, but gym rat, right?
Right. The gym bunny?
Gym bunny, yeah, I like that.
Spider monkey, I like that. Where have I heard that before, spider monkey?
There's got to be a spider monkey somewhere.
A nickname? Another person with a nickname, Spider Monkey? All I think of is Talladega Nights with a little kid.
Okay.
I'm going to come at you like a spider monkey.
Yeah.
I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew. That kid?
That kid. And again, props to Yoder, came in on short notice to take on Liz Tracy, keep the bout together. And there is Liz Tracy. 4-2 as a professional on, according to her book, 1-0 officially. Training at a Systems Training Center. Only been training there for about 6 months. Still pretty new to mixed martial arts. But you did grow up doing martial arts and boxing. Oftentimes you see very different paths from all sorts of athletes getting into mixed martial arts. I mean, it's not like, you know, baseball or football, where I was in Pop Warner as a kid, played in high school and college.
Exactly.
99% of the time exactly the same. With mixed martial arts, they come from all walks of life, all corners of the globe, and from every different upbringing.
It could be as easy as somebody took my lunch in 2nd grade and that set it all off.
Well, I was just about to say, what I've seen is the sporting kind, where they come from, you know, wrestling, some sort of a sport in high school or college. The the traditional martial arts type of background, or the street fighting background, where they just came from a rough area where they learned to protect themselves, and next thing you know, they realized they had some skills.
Referee Larry Landless giving the final instructions. We're about ready to get underway with our next bout. Liz Tracy, Ashley Yoder, sending out to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome the ladies back to the cage for 3 5-minute rounds at a catch weight 118 pounds, and is brought to you by Studio 33 Lighting. Introducing first, standing to my right and fighting out of the blue corner, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, official weight 117.6 pounds. Raised in the fighting disciplines of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai, she holds a pro record of 2 victories, opposite a single defeat. Representing Team Quest, fighting out of Temecula, California, here is Ashley Yoder. And across the cage, her opponent fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 3 inches tall, official weight 117.8 pounds. Raised in the fighting disciplines of Muay Thai, grappling, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, she is undefeated as a professional at 1-0. Representing Team Oyama, fighting out of Portland, Oregon, Liz the Titan Tracy. And our referee in charge of the action, Larry Landless.
Three 5-minute rounds between Liz Tracy and Ashley Yoder. And we're underway. Yoder in the black top and the black shorts. Tracy in the blue shorts and the gray top, and she goes in for a takedown right away. Yoder looking for a front headlock.
I think she's got something there.
Great defense so far by Yoder.
Yeah, Tracy's still going forward.
Looking for that single leg, and it's big slam out of Yoder. Excuse me, Tracy. Tracy now inside mount.
These are straw weights, so one weight class above the last fight, which were atom weights. This is an exciting division in mixed martial arts for the females, in my opinion. I'm really liking the depth of this division compared to the one ruled by, what's her name again? Ronda Rousey?
Google that right now.
I think I saw on a poster somewhere. Tracy working for the north-south position. Looks like she's going for that arm. Nope, going
Very
for the
slick
back.
transition, guys.
She loves doing
Probably
this in fights,
transitioning to the
guys.
arm bar.
Attacking the
She's
arm.
going for an arm bar right now.
Yoder's not having it, though.
Can Liz Tracy end it early?
Oh,
Yoder's able to scramble
she
out.
is tough.
And now it's Yoder on top.
Channeling her inner Dan Hardy there with that armbar defense. Nice scramble.
About
Now
that,
Yoder
guys.
takes the back of Tracy.
Has one hook in, does not have the second one in. She may transition to an armbar now.
And she does, almost textbook back-to-back. But Tracy's able to stop this before it even got started. Now she's on top.
Very back and forth fight. Fun fight so far.
Tracy finds side mount. Yoder wall walks, looking to escape and scramble out.
What was the signal that referee Larry Landless was giving? Oh, there's a cut. I think, is there a cut? Yeah. Looks like there's a cut above the right eyebrow.
Yep.
Yeah, he just let
Cut over,
ringside
yeah,
doctor
actually
know.
Yoder's right eyebrow. Tracy on another single leg. Same exact takedown, high lift elevation slam out of Liz Tracy. But Yoder smart, pops right back up.
Not doing too bad for late notice.
And a head and arm toss out of actually Yoder, but Tracy rolls through like a veteran grappler. Now she's back on top.
Beautiful reversal.
We might not be high elevation here in Commerce, but there's a lot of high elevation throws going on in that cage right now.
No
And
doubt.
Yoder now
Look at this.
reversals. And now she takes the back again.
One hook in, the other one being defended.
So much back and forth grappling. It's like a 1994 Pancrase fight.
They keep trading positions, and I want to see somebody be offensive. Take control of this round.
Yoder looking for the rear naked choke.
Yeah, and as you can see, that cut opened up on Yoder. Definitely not affecting her.
A little
She
high.
might be a little high, yeah.
This position. Nope, she's staying on.
She's
Going for a rear naked
She's
choke. I
underneath.
She's in trouble,
Tracy's
guys.
fighting it off with two hands, like she should be doing.
Switches
She's
to
out
mount.
of danger.
And here comes the
except
ground and
now
pound.
She's underneath some ground and pound possibilities.
Tracy just covering up, trying to defend, trying to survive. Yoder looking for the submission again.
She's not underneath the chin, but some people can generate some power with their squeeze, kind of like a crossface, and I've seen taps from that. I think Tracy's too tough for that. She looks like she's going to be okay, and she'll survive that
I
attack.
think the cage was her worst enemy right there. What a fun first round.
And it was back and forth action to open up the first round of this fight between Liz Tracy and Ashley Yoder. In the final 10 seconds, it looks like it'll be Yoder that sends the final message to the judges.
Yeah.
Staying on top, having the back.
So important to finish strong, honestly, in these close fights.
Well, good luck scoring that one, you three judges sitting cage side.
You know, I like Tracy's armbar attempts, but I think they're going to be influenced by the way the round ended. I think they're going to go with Yoder 10-9. It's funny because people ask me, how do you score it? And I always give them my score, but what I think the judges scored. And I think this time they're very similar. I think I'm going to give it to Yoder 10-9, but after seeing a 10-8 being called earlier, you know, everybody's looking at different things.
For me, I think it's safe to go with Yoder. I think they kind of exchange positions back and forth. She seemed to control a little bit more, mount a little bit more offense.
Look at those two slams there.
Those were some fantastic, two big slams. And the nearest submission of the night was that armbar. Yoder, this is a loose rear naked choke. The hands, high, the elbows across the face, not under the chin. It was an attempt, a clear attempt, but never really threatened with the finish. We'll see if the two ladies can keep this pace up. Remember, Yoder came in on short notice. We'll see if that condition will be a factor later on in this fight.
Even Ken Shamrock wasn't impressed with that rear naked choke offense there.
Do you guys see any psychology to the cut? It seemed like the moment that cut was open and she saw blood, she turned it into another gear.
Side of her bone blood might have cranked her up a little bit. But we're back to standing. What's been mostly a grappling affair so far.
Great overhand right
Tracy
by Tracy
with the punches.
Oh, nice right by Tracy.
She follows up with a 1-2. And another throw attempt by Yoder. Tracy's able to end up on top, though.
In mount, now attacking the arm.
Again, another armbar attempt.
Oh, she may have her here, though.
The referee's looking very closely.
She rolls out of it very
Switch over,
nicely.
and that might be it. Armbar attempt, no tap by Yoder.
Oh, look at that dexterity.
And that thing is bent.
Look at that.
Yoder somehow able to recover with that rubber arm of hers.
If Yoder makes it out, I don't know how effective she could be with her arm getting torqued like that. Now she's on the offensive.
I would not want to ask Yoder for directions later on. She may point you in the wrong direction, but she's got a lot of guts.
It's hard to tell how much damage may or may not have been done to that arm, but that looked deep, and it looked like that would have made most fighters tap. Actually, Yoder still continues fighting, and so does Liz Tracy. Yoder on top again, another reversal. Someone keep track of reversals, please, because this has been just back and forth in the positioning field.
I can't believe the high level of mixed martial arts I'm watching tonight.
Looks like Yoder setting up an armbar as well, trying to get revenge. And now it's elbows on top out of Yoder.
Everyone on this card has brought it tonight, guys.
Yes, they're all earning their money tonight. We have not even reached the proverbial halftime. What are we on, fight 6 here?
Fight number 6.
Jeez.
I don't want it to end.
For 13.
Well, Yoder's definitely in control this round.
So she's looking for an armbar, setting it up with that right elbow. Trying to trap the left arm of Liz Tracy.
She knows how to defend one. Let's see if she can pull one off.
Softening her up with those elbows. And this might be the armbar attempt here. Yoder has her left leg trapped. She needs to get that out. She needs to get the right leg over the head of Tracy. Or she can just punch. That's good too. And there it is. There's the armbar attempt. This time she's on bottom. She gave up position for it. Switching to a triangle. Triangle armbar now. She's extending the hips up.
I think she's going to get her right here. I can tell by
Tracy not in a good position, but she somehow also scrambles out. She's not out of the woods yet, but she's definitely in a better position.
Her body language was telling me that she may be done there when she got caught in that triangle. Wow, credit to Tracy. She changed the angle of it. She's not out of the woods yet. Her left arm should be a concern.
Yoder can still go for an armbar, still go for a triangle, depending on if she can get her hips around. Tracy doing the right thing, though, smashing that left leg of Yoder.
Do you guys feel the blood is affecting her at all? It seems like it's starting to roll down a little bit, bleeding a little bit more than it did in round 1.
Yeah, it's definitely opened up, but I don't think... If she's at this point, she's fighting for Bamma, a little bit of blood's not going to bother her.
Finally settled on top. Liz Tracy here in the north-south position. We've seen so much back and forth flipping and flopping. You almost feel like she wants a break. But apparently not. She transitions to the back. Got one hook in. She's a little high.
See, here's the thing. My pendulum still has Yoder, but boy, is Tracy closing strong in this round. Another tough round to score.
Looks like both hooks are in for Tracy.
This is going to be a nightmare to score, guys.
Yoder working to get out. Now she has to fight off a choke.
Oh, she's squeezing there. And Yoder fights it off very nicely, very
looks like it's
composed.
under the chin. That looks like it's under the chin. She's defending. She's fighting the hands.
Look at that. With both hands, she defended.
On short notice, guys.
That was slick. Oh, Tracy trying to trap that arm. A la BJ Penn.
Liz Tracy now with another rear naked choke attempt. She's got it much tighter, but Yoder still defending.
Very slick. 10 seconds. Can she last?
It's under the chin, but she can't get the leverage necessary, and Yoder's out, but Tracy's still on top. Finishes with some ground and pound. What a great 10 minutes of fighting we've seen.
Wow.
Would I
Liz
be out of
Tracy
line?
and Ashley Yoder, and 5 minutes more to go.
Would I be out of line if I stood up and clapped for both ladies? This is incredible.
I won't tell if you do. I promise.
Who do
This
we
is a
talk
great
to about
fight.
getting more rounds? This can't end in the 3rd round. I want 5.
How, if you're a cornerman for this fight, I mean, what do you say? There's the vicious, gruesome armbar down. That looks broken to me. My arm would be in a splint tomorrow if that was my arm. Yoder somehow wriggles out, then she gets on top, of course, again. Yoder a lot more aggressive with the ground and pound than Tracy. Tracy being more submission-centric.
Now she almost cinches up a triangle here.
She went for the arm bar triangle position.
Is Yoder smiling from the bottom? Just enjoying it all.
You gotta love what you do,
Yeah.
George.
Wow, I can't wait for this 3rd round, guys. Neither girl can assume that she's taken either round. They've been close.
I've got them split right now. How about you guys?
I think I'd have to agree with you. The winner of this round wins the fight. Look at the crowd. They're going nuts.
And a
Great show of sportsmanship there. Tap of the gloves. Here we go.
And a well-earned touch of the gloves to start this thing off. Liz Tracy, Ashley Yoder. Yoder's still bleeding from that right eye. The cut man couldn't get that blood stopped.
Apparently not.
Tracy engages the clinch. They exchange knees.
And this is still under the jurisdiction of the California Commission, so I'm sure there's credible cutmen that are working the same fights that would work Bellator, UFC. Must be a tough one to get a handle on.
A nice benefit of fighting in Southern California. You get veteran referees like Larry Landless and Mike Bell.
Yeah.
A lot of smaller promotions around the country, around the world, don't have that benefit.
You know, and that's one of the unfortunate things, not to get on the soapbox here, but what happened in New York, them not legalizing mixed martial arts there. The amateur MMA is still legal there, but yet fighters can enter with HIV. They can enter with,
hepatitis, all kinds of things.
So not only was it important because obviously it can bring a lot of money to the state, but I think it needed to regulate the all the amateur scene that's happening out there.
It's your job
Keep
as a
them safe.
state to protect your citizens, and they're currently not being protected.
I was
Again,
a little confused, though, when you said tragedy. I instantly thought of the NBA draft.
Yeah.
What were they thinking?
The New York Bricks, yeah.
well, this fight slowly seems like it's getting tragic for Yoder. Liz Tracy caused a big cut over the right eye of Yoder, and she looks to be the more fatigued of the two, although both of them clearly have put a lot in this fight. Here's
They
another.
sure
We
have.
see another big slam single leg out of Liz Tracy.
Then Tracy's got the better gas tank at this point. Yoder's definitely slowing down, but she's game. 2 minutes down, 3 minutes to go.
Yoder working that underhook, trying to stop the relentless takedown assault of Liz Tracy. Yoder doing more of a judo type throws, while Tracy more of the wrestling type throws. Tracy's ending up on top, although in an awkward position.
Very awkward.
What do you call this one, George?
I don't know. She's channeling her inner Luke Rockhold there. But I don't think there's any danger of the inverted triangle. And now they stand up.
I'd like to see a little bit more clinch work out of Yoder. Some knees.
There we go. She goes for it again.
Throw. Tracy able to keep her hips under her, though. Yoder switches to a single leg. But once again, the heavy hips of Liz Tracy managed to keep her on top. Both fighters wearing on their face and in their body language the fatigue of the level of pace they've kept in this fight. Again, I repeat, Ashley Yoder came in short notice. Liz Tracy didn't know who her opponent was going to be, the amount of time she would have hoped. Yet both fighters still keeping up a high-octane go of it.
But with 90 seconds to go, it's Tracy's round so far.
Definitely. But I'll tell you what, whoever has to write an L at the end of the column,
Armbar attempt.
I don't feel there's going to be a loser in this fight.
You can see the corner of Yoder saying, punch her, ground and pound.
Yep, create some damage at this point.
Leg lock attempt possibly coming out of Tracy. She's got the ankle of Yoder.
Yoder seems to be plastic woman, though. I don't know if there'll be much
knee
success
bar
there.
attempt.
Oh, look at that.
Knee bar by Ashley Yoder.
That is slick.
Great transition out of Yoder, and she is cranking that knee. She's got it behind the armpit, and she is pulling. It looks like Tracy might be able to get out of it, though.
Yep, she's out. The leverage wasn't there. She pulled her leg out far enough.
Just about every limb and every artery on both women has been attacked
joints?
at some point.
I failed anatomy, but they do have joints, right?
They're going to walk out a little looser than they started. And
Oh,
a rear naked
that's
choke
deep.
by a Yoder.
That's deep. She's
Tracy's
underneath.
flattened out.
The referee's getting a good look here.
I can't tell. She gives the thumbs up.
Wow.
And Liz Tracy
my
somehow wriggles out. The crowd is stunned. And that's the end of the fight. Ashley Yoder, Liz Tracy, you guys have earned your paychecks tonight. And the crowd is on their feet.
That was a great fight. Great ending there to the third round. Now, that said, was that enough to steal the round back? Because I had Tracy winning that round up until that last submission attempt.
Both fighters with their hand raised. I don't think they really thought, they might have thought they actually won that fight and had it wrapped up, trying to implore the judges. Here's that fight. I don't know if this is the final rear naked choke attempt, but yeah, it was close.
It looks like it, yeah.
Tracy
Thumbs
clearly
up.
gives a thumbs up.
Said she was good.
Yeah.
And an exhausted but elated Ashley Yoder stands up, and you should be happy, win or lose. Both fighters gave 110%.
There wasn't an inch of that mat that wasn't covered by them at some point. They were all over the place.
Armbar attempts, slams, rear naked chokes, strikes, knee bars. We saw it all tonight between Liz Tracy and Ashley Yoder.
I remember Diego Sanchez once fought Nick Diaz, crazy fight. I think it was down in San Diego, and they asked Diego, what'd you think of that? And he's looking at the screen. Joe Rogan's got the mic in front of him. He just goes, we look like a couple of lizards in there. He's scrambling around. That's what these two young ladies look like. We couldn't keep up with what they were doing.
There wasn't names for half the positions these girls were in
There wasn't.
out there. And you can't train for that. You got to go off instinct. You got to go off, just general mat awareness. I mean, you don't train submissions from, being upside down, bear hug, leg around the back of your head. At least end up my schools.
Unless you have a twister mat out, right?
Right? That's basically what they did. Get out a,
Left
spin
foot glue.
dial, spin.
Nice round of applause here by all of the fans in the sold-out Commerce Casino. We're awaiting the judges' scorecards. I anticipate a split decision. I think all the rounds were close. But if you're asking me, I think Liz Tracy may have pulled it out.
It may take a while to get these scorecards. They're faxing them in from NASA because they're doing all the computing necessary to figure out who won this fantastic fight.
Some judges might have gone cross-eyed during that fight.
All right, looks like they figured it out. I'm just as curious as you guys are. Who won, Liz Tracy or Ashley Yoder? Let's find out from Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go to the decision, let's have a round of applause for these two amazing warriors. After completing the scheduled 3 rounds, our judges send into the cage a split decision.
No surprise.
Jean LaBelle scores the bout 30-27 in favor of Tracy. Jackie Dinkins scores the bout 29-28 in favor of Yoder. And Chris Crail scores the bout 29-28 to the winner by split decision, Ashley Yoder.
Ashley Yoder coming in on short notice, puts out the fight of her career, the fight of the night so far. And oh yeah, she walks away with the W, improving to 3-1.
Can we do it again?
Right?
That may have been one of the hardest fights to ever score, honestly.
It was. It was very difficult.
Again, maybe these big slams were the difference maker in some of the judges' eyes. Again, this very brutal armbar attempt from Liz Tracy. Didn't complete it, but it might have caused some damage. And here, another big slam. Liz Tracy Airlines still in business after 15 minutes. But again, Yoder had plenty of offensive positions as well. Multiple rear naked choke attempts, armbar attempts of her own. Here's another one. I thought this fight was over when Liz Tracy cranked on Yoder's arm.
Production's just scrambling to give us the top 10 highlights of the whole fight. There's literally hundreds of them that they could pull from this fight.
But again, as a theme that we've seen tonight, no matter how close to the fight, how one-sided it's been, we haven't seen any fighters really give up or stop fighting their best towards the end, no matter what position they've been in on the scorecards. And this knee bar, brutal knee bar, somehow Tracy was able to wriggle out of it. I lost count, but it could have easily been 4 or 5 rear naked choke attempts out of Yoder, 2 arm bars and a knee bar, in 3 rounds.
I agree, there was a lot. These ladies kept it really exciting because the fight was mostly contested on the ground.